Hi there, I'm Mrs. Christy Flack. I am going to be your student's government or AP government or EDGE government teacher this year. I teach three different versions of government. Government for juniors and seniors who transferred into Legacy and are not going to be placed in the freshman course. I have an AP government course that's a year-long course, and then I also teach the freshman core EDGE government, which stands for English, Government, and Economics. Second semester, I will have those same students in that freshman core for economics. So a little bit about the courses that I'm teaching. First of all, government itself is completely and totally required for graduation in the state of Colorado. So if your student is just starting out and a ninth grader, it is ideal if they go about passing government now, because then they don't have to worry about taking it later on. It is absolutely required for graduation in the future. We do have students who transfer into Legacy, and then as a result, they need the opportunity to take a government course without sitting in a freshman core class. And that is the other regular government course that I teach to juniors and seniors. And then, of course, if you haven't had government at all, you can also choose to take I have students who have decided, to take the AP government course. But a lot of the students that I have in AP government actually took it at one point in time. They're just looking for the opportunity to expand their knowledge about government as well as taking AP course in preparation for college. My regular government courses are 1 semester long. They contain foundations of government, constitutional studies, things like that. Then we talk about active citizenship and democratic values, such as taking a look at elections and popular sovereignty and ideology and how we can participate. And then we take a look at policy and the 3 branches and how policy is made at all 3 branches. And then finally, we conclude the course by taking a look at civil liberties and civil rights as outlined kind of by Supreme Court cases and, of course, some of the Bill of Rights. So that's the regular government course. There's a lot of similarities in the AP government course, but of course this is a course that's designed by the College Board. They have a heavy emphasis on political behavior and participation. So we'll spend a ton of time on ideology and charts and graphs and elections and voter turnout and voter behavior and so on. We also will do foundations of government. In this course, we'll actually spend some time reading a fair amount of the Federalist Papers, as well as some anti-federalist writings as well. Interactions among branches will certainly include policy making, but it will also include some of the politics that occur between our 3 branches of government. And then finally, just like the regular government course, we'll conclude with Supreme Court cases and civil liberties and civil rights and decisions of the Supreme Court. So Schoology is where everything will be. So all of your students' class materials are going to be located on Schoology. Schoology is essentially my digital classroom. It's where I hand out materials and I have links to our live synchronous class time. Schoology is also where students will find a link on Wednesdays for drop-in academic support. That'll be in their event side of their calendar and the upcoming events, and they'll be able to find that in Schoology, as well as if they're not going to drop in for academic support, in order to get the attendance recorded for Wednesdays, they will have an asynchronous assignment that they need to complete and hand in before 1 o'clock for attendance. Schoology is going to have my daily agenda, so they can go into Schoology and pull up my daily agenda and share with you and certainly review what we did that particular day. Schoology is where I will post updates and announcements and things like that for students as needed, kind of like Remind or some of those little reminder apps that are out there. Schoology is where assignments will be handed in. A lot of assignments are electronic. Even if they handwrite an assignment and take a picture of it, they'll hand it in on Schoology. So Schoology is where assignments will be handed in. And Schoology is where I will also give feedback on assignments, particularly gradebook comments, rubric comments. This would be as if I had written on a worksheet and had given it back, this is where you're going to find your feedback on your assignments. Just like a worksheet though, I mean, when you hand a worksheet back to the student, that's not the grade, right? The grade goes into somewhere else. And so keep in mind that Schoology is never the official grade. It's where the feedback is, okay? But it is not the official grade. So a couple of pieces then of information for parents and guardians. For you, my website has my class schedule and contact information. My website also has a copy of my syllabus. And so you can always go to my website and figure and find whichever class it is that you need and take a look at the syllabus in more detail if you'd like to know exactly what we're doing and in what order as far as the units are concerned. Infinite Campus, as I mentioned before, is where you will find the student's actual grade in the course. And my basic grading policy is like this. I have two major categories. Formative practice, which in all three of my classes are 20% of the grade. This work may or may not be graded. We may do practice assignments, or I may ask students to do things where it's not actually being graded. But anything that's being graded as formative practice will go into IC. And if they have not done well on something in that particular category, they can improve it all the way up to 100%. You know, no limits on that. All the way up until the day of the actual unit exam. Once we've taken the unit exam, we're no longer in need of practicing that particular skill or task or whatever, and so at that point in time, we're done with our practice for that particular unit, and I'll no longer take that work, but I will take it up until the point of that unit exam and up to 100%. The other category is summative work, and there's a variety of categories depending on which course you're in. It might be labeled as content or research or application or communication or something along those lines. All of those are considered summative work, and they are taken as they are. There are no retakes. However, that being said, I'm not unapproachable, and so I value multiple opportunities, and I will offer remediation, which includes a conversation with me and a different summative assessment. So, for example, don't expect that, okay, I've talked to you about my multiple choice, now give me another multiple choice. That's not going to be what happens. It will be a different type of summative assignment or assessment than the original. Also, this one will not be eligible for 100%. It'll be eligible for improvement in the grade, but we certainly have some limits on that too. I value student communication, as I said before. Like I say, I'm not unapproachable. I certainly want students to talk to me, and so I encourage students to ask questions. Let me know what's going on. I'm very open and very flexible as long as the communication lines are open. So please encourage your student to ask questions. And of course, if you're looking to get a hold of me and relatively quickly, email is the best way to reach me. And I certainly appreciate you giving me about 24 hours to respond. Thank you, and I look forward to the school year in spite of the uniqueness of it. And I look forward to hopefully the opportunity to meet you at some point in time.